Hello dear students, my name is Dr. Arvind Kumar. I am the medicine faculty. This series of video is on the clinical examination and how the viva proceed. This will be useful for final year MBBS students as well as for the next pattern of exams. Let's start with this clinical case. 25-year-old male presented with history of fever for 4 weeks. On examination, hepatomegaly was present. So this case is basically on the hepatomegaly. First, we should know how to palpate the liver. So patient should be in a supine position and knees should be flexed, and we will proceed from the right iliac fossa region upward parallel to the costal margin. And patient will take a deep breath and we will palpate the margin of the liver. This is the palpation of the liver. While in the percussion of liver, the liver percussion is dull in nature, so there will be dullness. So let's see how it is done. Again, patient is in a supine position and we will start from the 4th intercostal or 5th intercostal space in a mid clavicular line and proceed downward, and we will appreciate the dullness on percussion. So you can see it again. The striking finger is the plexor, and the finger on the intercostal space is the pleximeter. So we strike the plexor at 90 degree on the pleximeter. Now let's see how the viva will proceed. First question of the viva: why it is liver, the organ which we are palpating or doing the percussion, why it is liver? Answer: the site is in the right hypochondrium and in the epigastrium. Left lobe can be palpable in the epigastrium. This organ moves with the respiration. Getting above the swelling or the liver is not possible. There is a well-defined lower margin which is parallel with the costal margin, and percussion is dull over it. So this proves it is anatomically liver. Now the next question, viva question, will be: what are the causes of hepatomegaly? In our patient, liver was enlarged. Normal span of the liver is 12 to 14 centimeter. So what are the causes of enlargement? The causes of enlargement depends on the whether it is tender, soft or hard liver. So if the liver is soft and non-tender, the causes will be infectious causes like malaria, Kala Azar, enteric fever, myeloproliferative disorders, sarcoidosis. While if it is firm or hard, it could be hepatoma, secondaries, chronic congestive heart failure, could be cirrhosis, especially due to hemochromatosis in which the liver will be enlarged, infiltrative disorders like amyloidosis or hydrated cyst. If liver is tender, then the usual causes are viral hepatitis, CHF, Budd-Chiari syndrome, liver abscess, can be a pyogenic liver abscess or a amoebic liver abscess, could be hepatoma or secondaries. Now if it is pulsatile, liver is pulsatile, then it could be a valvular lesion like tricuspid regurgitation in which liver is pulsatile in systole when the right ventricle contract, and it will be palpable in diastole in tricuspid stenosis. Now, can liver be palpable without hepatomegaly? Is it possible that the span is okay but it is palpable? Yes. If it is pushed downward by any pathology in the right side of the chest, those pathology will push the liver downward, emphysema, pleural effusion or pneumothorax. They will push the liver downward. What other symptoms? You will ask if hepatomegaly is present, so that we complete our history of hepatomegaly patient. First we will ask the jaundice, history of jaundice, and that will suggest that it is viral hepatitis or alcoholic hepatitis. History of fever. History of fever will be positive in infections, lymphoma, or leukemias. History of drug intake, like it will lead to hepatitis. History of alcohol intake, fatty liver. History of any cardiac disease, if this is CHF induced hepatomegaly. Now, what are the other clinical signs that we will see if hepatomegaly is present? So we will focus on those selective other signs if liver is enlarged. We will look for signs of the liver failure, and those signs of the liver failure is discussed in the other videos. Splenomegaly we will look for, and the lymphadenopathy. These are the additional clinical signs that we will look for. Now, the causes of the hepatosplenomegaly, liver is also enlarged and spleen is also enlarged. It will be the infectious causes like malaria, Kala-Azar, viral hepatitis, and infective endocarditis. Infectious causes, while the blood malignancies like myeloproliferative disorders or lymphomas can cause hepatosplenomegaly. Cardiac causes like chronic congestive heart failure and constrictive pericarditis. Cirrhosis can also be a cause of hepatosplenomegaly by causing portal hypertension. Glycogen storage disorders, infiltrative disorders like amyloidosis. While the causes of the hepatosplenomegaly with lymph nodes, with lymphadenopathy, this will be seen in lymphomas, leukemias, infectious mononucleosis, disseminated tuberculosis, HIV. Now, after looking at these signs, how should we tell the diagnosis to the examiner? So the diagnosis should be in a proper format. The number one diagnosis will be an anatomical diagnosis. Anatomical diagnosis means which part of the body is affected and how it is affected. So here the anatomical diagnosis is hepatomegaly. Now the pathological diagnosis. This hepatomegaly is due to which pathological condition, whether it is a hepatitis like a viral hepatitis, whether it is due to any abscess, or whether it is due to cirrhosis, especially the hemochromatosis cirrhosis. Then the third in the list, this will be the sequence of giving the diagnosis to the examiner. Etiological diagnosis. So first is anatomical. Hepatomegaly is there. It could be because of hepatitis, abscess, or cirrhosis. Etiological diagnosis of hepatitis can be a viral hepatitis will be there, alcoholic hepatitis can be there, abscess can be a pyogenic liver abscess or amoebic liver abscess, which can be diagnosed on further investigations. Then cirrhosis can be because of hemochromatosis, Wilson's disease, like that. So these will be the etiological diagnosis of these pathological conditions. And then the third, we will say to the examiner the complications, whether that hepatomegaly is causing the liver failure leading to encephalopathy or any ascites. So this should be the sequence of giving the diagnosis to the examiner. Do not start with the etiological diagnosis. So start with anatomical, pathological, etiological, and the complication. The analogy is with other systems, like for example, if it is a respiratory case, anatomical diagnosis will be whether it is a parenchyma which is involved, whether it is the airway which is involved, whether it is a pleura which is involved, like a right-sided pleural effusion, pleural disease. So that is an anatomical diagnosis. Now, what is the pathology? Pathology, it can be a cavity, it can be a consolidation, it can be a effusion. Etiological diagnosis, it can be a bacterial pneumonia, tuberculosis, malignancy, like that. Complication, whether there is any respiratory failure or not. So that we can extrapolate to other systems as well. So this should be your proper sequence of any clinical case. So this was regarding our case of fever for 4 weeks and patient has hepatomegaly. So the most likely patient must be suffering from some infective cause where there is a hepatomegaly, depending on whether it is a non-tender or whether it is hard or whether it is a tender liver, we can proceed ahead. So any feedback regarding this clinical case, you can write down in the comment section.